Hey, Mustang Stampede. I'm in the garage checking out these Genie Signature Series, bold design, whatever, belt driven door openers. It's a 1.25 horsepower. And it has the battery backup, it has the outdoor keypad, has the key fob style clickers. And so I'm actually replacing these half horse chamberlins. I've already done the door over there, and then I'll have one more over there to do. Okay, so I've started by taking all the wires out of the back, right, that go to your safety beams. You'll see over here that I went ahead and installed the safety beams up there, right there. Those will also get installed up here on this one. We don't have little kids or anything that, you know, really is going to be in the way, because we can pull our vehicles pretty far forward. So after that, I went ahead and took the wires that ran down to the door over like right here for the opener, right? So anyway, it's time to get this one down and get ready to get the new one up there. So I've also went ahead and disengaged the arm bar here. Try and make a halfway decent video for this. I've disconnected that from right here. I put that pin back up there because I noticed on my other garage door that basically I needed a longer pin, and that kit comes with a shorter pin for a shorter. This has actually been squished a little bit, but it was farther apart. Okay, and if you don't have the angle iron coming all the way across like that, it's highly recommended to do that. Eventually, these self-tappers will yank out of that thin metal, and you can actually see that this door is actually bowed in some. So there's just a little bit of light that you can see up there. So I didn't actually put that up there until it was too late. So then I went ahead and did it all the way across. So then I'll be taking that off of the pin out of the header board and getting the other kit set up. This is an 8-foot door, so I need the extension. All right, the extension is in that box, and basically what it is a longer belt drive, like the belt, and a longer pull string, and a 1 bar. So I'll get everything laid out and we'll pick up from there. All right, so here's the contents of the Genie tube rail extension kit for 8-foot tall doors. For reference, it's the part number's EKTB, and then it's got the 39026R on it. All right, I just picked this up at Home Depot, and basically, as I was saying, you're going to have the longer belt. You're going to have one extension piece that's longer than your other extension piece, and this is where your idler pulley goes in. One thing that I did notice about this Genie compared to the older, cheaper Chamberlain is that my safety handle on my Chamberlains are much nicer than the one that comes with a Genie. I don't know if the Genie has more features, so it'll give me a shitty safety release, but you can see that safety release over there is actually not going to work for me. I'm going to go ahead and take that one down, and then I'm going to put the Chamberlain one on all of them. So, all right, so that was the rail kit. Okay, the extension piece, longer belt, and then a longer idler pulley. All right, here's what we got in the main box. Okay, here's your safety beams. Okay, I won't need those for a hot minute. This is the new Traveler. Sorry, this is your Traveler that goes on your rail. Okay, they give you 2 of the hangers. Okay, this is your gear that drives the belt. It's going to be mounted on the motor by a couple screws. All right, here's the wire that you need for your safety beams. I already have a coil of this open, so I won't open this one because I'm not running my safety beams 8 miles away. So I don't actually need to use all of that. Here is the outdoor opener, and here are the key fob style garage door openers, which are pretty kick-ass if you ask me. I'm a minimalist when it comes to keys. I hate having all the extra keys. Okay, here are your extra, this is actually your bar that goes to the motor. Okay, now here is the idler one. Okay, so you can see for comparison right here that it's maybe a foot shorter or so. So we don't need this one. And I'll tell you, if you're a gearhead, these make great breaker bars. You can slide your ratchet or wrench in there and then really crank on something. I have several of these laying around for that purpose. All right, so here's all the paperwork. I don't know that I'm necessarily gonna need any of that this time around because this will be the third one of these I've put up. This can be tossed aside and it can go right there with that because we had to buy the $43 extension. Here's your motor unit. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna lay it out because that's the way it's gonna end up going. All right, that black piece there is the battery backup, and then these are all just your little parts bags. You're in the garage opener. Okay, here's your arm that I need to put together. All right, so let me go ahead and get some stuff assembled and we'll pick back up. All right, we got the motor on, getting ready to assemble some of the motor here. Okay, so we have the gear that drives the belt. Okay, so this piece goes right there. Okay, then you're gonna have a clamp that goes right there. That is in your orange bag. In this orange bag, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a couple things real quick. Bear with me here. In the orange bag, we need the bracket, and we need 4 of the screws. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you what they look like because the instructions they're okay, they're not great, if that makes sense. Okay, so again, orange bag, and here's what we're looking for, okay? We're looking for these right here. There's 4 of them, kind of sharp, so it's supposed to be self-tapping, etc., okay? Here is the bracket that came out of the orange bag. It goes right there, okay? So then you just need to tighten this up. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure I have a socket right here for this. So let's just take a look real quick here. Very hard to do one-handed. Yep, that's the one. So I'm just gonna get these started right here so you can kind of see what it looks like. Gonna be a little difficult one-handed here. So let me go ahead and, but you get the gist, okay? So one here, one's gonna go in right here, okay? It's easiest to support this on something like those other bars out there, just to kind of take the pinch off of it. And then you got one going in there and one going in there. And you don't need to over tighten these. You just need to make them snug. All right, let me make that happen. All right, now that that's happened, I got all 4 of those tight. We're gonna be looking for this clear bag, which has this thing right here, okay? So we're gonna just set it by our motor because now it's time to assemble all your bars. Your idler pulley, which is right here, will go in that bar there with a clevis and a pin. That clevis and pin is right here, okay, out of the orange bag again. So let me open that up and we'll do that real quick. All right, so your idler pulley just slides in the slot like that. Okay, it don't really matter which direction you put it because you can just flip it the other direction. So I'm going to install it. This will be towards the ceiling. Okay, so then you just gotta hold it. Let's see if I can get the pin in and hold my phone at the same time. All right, that's what that's gonna look like. All right, so now I need to assemble all these bars and go ahead and get ready to put that belt on. To do that, we're going back into the orange parts bag again. and we're gonna be looking for this, okay? This is what you're gonna start, and once you start tightening it, you'll eventually make the belt pretty tight. So let me go ahead and get all that together, and then I'll show you what we're looking at. All right, so I need you to realize here, okay, here's the top of this, all right? So I've put the belt in, all right? Here's something that I do that's been very helpful to try. Okay, this is your slider piece, all right? So I put a zip tie right here to keep that from just moving all over the place, okay? You're gonna want to have the gold end somewhere about halfway between your motor and your idler pulley. So I'm just gonna set that right there. It's not gonna stay very well. And then down here, we need to bring the rest of the belt around and put it into the teeth. All right, so this is gonna get real tricky, being a one-person show. But basically what happens after that is we will take this and we will hold both pieces and start spinning that, and it will walk tight until your belt is tight, and then you just use these locking nuts to jam it up. All right, so I have to do this without the camera, okay? And then I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. All right, so here's what this ends up looking like. You can tell it's very loose right now, okay? You just make sure you're on your teeth, and then what happens is you can actually, you have to use both hands, but you hold here like this, and then like this, and you use your thumbs and just keep spinning this. And it's gonna take all the tension out of this belt to the point where you might think you're about to run out of space. Let me back these off and get this belt tightened up. All right, I almost forgot one important thing about this. Make sure that the door arrow is pointing towards the door, which is the gold piece, all right? Okay, so again, we ran the gold piece up through the pulley and then back down to this. Now we're gonna take and get our wrenches, and we're gonna tighten this up. These jamming nuts, it's important that you tighten up these jam nuts. I think these are 7/16 if I recall correctly. So I have a couple 7/16 wrenches on my ladder here. So I'll get them tightened up, and then we're almost about ready to put this up in the air and finish the work from above. All right, so I've taken, okay, I went ahead and put this to the header board. All right, I've taken my zip tie off because I can allow this thing to slide now. And it's only gonna slide right here, and then it locks into place, basically, okay? To unlock it, you'd pull your safety down, but that's basically how the door picks up on itself, okay? The Genie's cool because it has an auto sensing feature for downforce, and then it also has a very, very easy set your door height open and your door down like close by simply holding a button until it closes, and you just let go. Same for your up. So, all right, so now that's hanging from up there, I need to install the little belt guide. Get my gloves off here. Now, you're looking for a clear bag with 2 screws in it. So I have that right here. All right. And that's going to end up installing right here in that hole, And basically all it is like a belt retainer, so the belt couldn't jump on itself. So let me install that. All right, so that's actually installed now. You'll see the 2 screws there, and then the plastic belt retainer so the belt can't slide out, okay? I use just a 1/4 inch nut driver on my little Stanley nubby screwdriver. This thing's great for small tasks like this. All right, so I will just point these out real quick. Those are basically your light shields that go on both sides of this thing. So I'll go ahead and I'm getting ready to hang this up now, and then I'll do the rest on a ladder. Install the light bulbs, install the light covers. The backup battery actually hangs out of these tabs here. I'll put that on later so I don't have to support all that extra weight up there. And this is where the battery backup plugs in at, okay? All the wires are on the side down below right here, okay? So I'll cover that in a few. All right, let's get this thing up in the air. All right, so I finally got this joker hung up, okay? I put the light bulbs in already. This is your battery backup. and you're going to be looking for a clear bag with 2 self-tapping screws. Again, I'll be using my fat little stubby screwdriver for this. And that's basically, so you'll latch your battery back up on with those 2 tabs, and then you use those 2 self-setting screws. You go ahead and pull your electric cord out, and there's like a notch. There's a notch right here for the cable to come out of. So let's see if I can get up here and do this one-handed, and then show you what it looks like to screw this stuff in. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and get the electrical cable out of the way here, because it's in my way, of course. That's terrible. Have to edit that out. So anyway, you just come up here, find the 2 slots. Now see, I might have to put the camera down for a second because literally I got the electrical cord in the wrong spot. Now that I got the electrical cord in the right spot, I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of my way so I can bring you guys back down here. Okay, so now the battery backup is mounted on here, and we're gonna be, we'll need to see where there are no, I forgot, they're self-tappers. Anyway, here is the connection for that. Let's see, that's not the right way. Oops, I didn't realize you guys aren't watching. Here we go. Let's see if that works. There we go. The battery backup's now in. Okay. I will plug this in a second, but first, like I said, a little clear bag with 2 self-tappers and a little stubby wrench. I'll go ahead and screw those in. All right, so I'm getting ready to connect the photo cells, or your safety beams. And these are basically just a safety feature. So if something's in the way of the door, it will stop the door from closing. I've already mentioned that I have plenty of space in this garage, so we pull forward enough that it's not that big of a deal. So I don't like when I'm going to close a door and I actually accidentally walk through the beam and then the door opens back up. So slot 1 is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 in that order. So the brown one gets the striped wire, and let's see if I can get this in your view. Both of those are striped. You can't see the other one because you have to kind of bend them kind of weird. I need to clean that up right there on the end. And then you push in with a little screwdriver, push in, then put your wire in a hole. All right, so I'm gonna make that happen real quick. All right, so again, the striped wires go in the first hole. Right, so there's a striped wire, and it's hard to tell, but that next one up is also striped right there. Okay, so then you got 2 plain white ones going into the orange hole. And again, these are for the safety beams. My safety beams are going to be mounted right here overhead. Okay, that's not the safe way to do this. It's the way I'm going to do it because it's my fucking garage, right? You don't have to do it this way. All right, don't kill no kids. I don't have to worry about that. So you see the red one's blinking. The green one the green one's on. So now once I line them up and mount the green one, both these will go solid. So let me mount that other one real quick. All right, so my safety beams are now on. Again, my garage, my way. Okay, I'm not concerned about something being in the way. I find them to be rather annoying. Now, if he's gonna mount them regularly, they would actually go right into that 4x6. And there's a curved edge that would kind of ride around this. Right, kind of useful, but also kind of annoying. So next up, I need to finish getting the light covers on. I did switch out, let me zoom out here. I did switch out this for the Chamberlain because the one they put in this kit is absolute trash. So that's what that looks like up there. Now that I've went ahead and moved that to the piece that holds the belt together, okay? So realistically right now, because the safety beams are on, I could actually do the downforce setting and the travel limits, but I'm not worried about that yet. So let me get the light covers on. Let me get the wire for the door panel ran too. All right, so I got the door right there. All right, so we're going into solid white. Try and get these out of your fucking way so you can see here. That's okay. Solid white goes into the white, and the black one gets the striped. These other two that I'm holding are the safety beams. So next I'm gonna go ahead and mount the light covers. They go in and then click down, and then the other one gets bolted in, or it kind of like swivels up and closes around this. So let's get them on there. All right, so here's what the light cover looks like. Right up in there, there's like a hinge. The plastic piece has like an indentation for a hinge, so it kind of like sets up in there. I think it's on both sides. Then you had a clear bag with 4 small screws. They don't necessarily look like self-tappers. They just look like this. Okay, there's 4 of them in a clear bag. One goes here, one goes here, and then you got to put, let me redo that. One goes right here. Okay, and then you have to do this on the other side. But anyway, the other piece kind of hinges in there, as you can see, and then you just put it up in here, and then it clicks shut. Then your light covers are on. All right, next up is the blue bag. You're gonna grab 2 bolts and nuts, okay? I already had one of these like hockey puck stick type deals, but this is what connects the opener to your door, all right? I don't know what they're called, maybe an L arm, whatever. So I've already connected those and tightened them, and then you have one like hitch pin or clevis pin, whatever you want to call them. I'll actually take that out. This slides up into the garage door opener piece that travels with the belt, and this one goes to the door. So let me hook them up and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so now we're about to set the door. Okay, I've already locked it in to the your piece that travels with the belt. Okay, you can see my bar, my angle iron that I ran all the way across there. I got that on both doors. Okay, this one actually ripped the screws out one day, and then it bends your door in. So I was told after the fact, like, oh yeah, you're supposed to have a piece of angle iron all the way across the top to support that. No big deal, not a big deal to me. So everything's ready to rock on the Genie. You'll have the set button. Okay, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Nope, we're gonna press and hold the down button until we get blue. All right, release, it should start flashing. It's flashing. Now we hold this and the door's going down. Once it gets to the bottom, you let go. Okay, then you hit the set button. You've just set your down limit. The easiest way that I've ever seen to set a door. Now to do the up, it's the exact same process. We're gonna press up till we get the blue light. Now it's gonna flash. It's flashing, press it, bring the door up. Door is now coming up. We will run this door all the way up. We stop and then we hit set. We have just set how we want the door to open and close. All right. Now I don't have the keypad on yet. I don't have the key fobs open, but what I do have is my door switch installed. Bonk. And that might be a little too much down pressure, to be honest. But anyway, it can always be adjusted. So what's left to do is, open up a key fob, okay? Again, these ones have 3 buttons on them, so each car will be able to access all 3 of my doors except for my Corvette, because the Corvette has home link or whatever I think it's called Home Link. It has 3 buttons on the visor that are already programmed to my old Chamberlain, so I'll reset them for this system. And this is the keypad. So I'll get those installed and we'll go from there.